Hello everyone, welcome back to part 2 of Suzerain. I hope you guys enjoyed the last video and it seemed to really pop off, and well, I really don't know what to say. I really enjoyed, the last session. Very interesting game so far, and let's get on with the story. I'm pretty sure we already read all of these last time. Oh, and someone asked if he got a economy tab. Like I said, I'm pretty sure it shows up later. I know that's there. I'm pretty sure it shows up later. So we can see the economy more in depth. Now let's see. The police report: a fire broke out in the academic administration building of the Wholesale State University. The initial report from the chief of police indicates a near complete destruction of employee records from 1890 until now, along with original copies of internationally recognized academic research destroyed. The extent of the damage is worse than expected. The Grand National Assembly hosts are readying the Suzerain Tourism and Cultural Preservation Act. This act aims to enhance the cultural and tourism appeal of several cities, including Bourne, Liberty, Lock Haven, Enrica, Benfey, and in a collective push to make Suzerain a global tourist destination. Okay. Simon Hall. You can read these if you guys want to slow the video down and read these yourselves. Lilia's graph. We're about to arrive at the White Room for our scheduled economic meeting. This was the room in the Maroon Palace where all important meetings were held. Okay. Two assistants arrived first, carrying a heavy projector. They stood with it by the door, waiting for the ministers to enter. From the hallway, I heard Liz Graff's voice. She was using the patient, almost motherly tone she often took in heated arguments. Gus, do you really think that such an economically advanced area is more in need of investment than England? Hold on a second. I'm sorry, I'm dealing with something right now. Gus, do you really think that such an economically advanced area is more in need of investment than England? Hold on a second. I'm recording. Sorry about that, I'm back. Lilith, my interior minister, strode in. She was clad in shades of brown and beige, the only spot of color a bright yellow. Dathnerus, I do not know that word. Dathnerus cross on her necklace. Gus followed close behind her. Don't be an idiot, Lilith. Liz? Lilith or Liz? I'm pretty sure it might be Lilith. What about the unemployment crisis the greater Hulsor and Gelsland regions are going through? These areas are economic heartland. Gus curled his hand to finish. The Minister of Agriculture and Rural Development's temper hadn't changed since the days in the Alfonso administration, but neither had a reputation for getting things done. His far-reaching network connection was unlike any other. Simon Hall quickly stepped between the two ministers without looking at either of them. He cleared his throat. I already got him, I'm pretty sure. Good morning, Mr. President. Good morning, everyone. What is this debate about? Is disagreement in internal economic strategy, President Rain? Not sure if I will call it just a disagreement, Lilies. Lilies, can you explain the situation? Mr. Manager proposed that we should invest in already developed regions. Meanwhile, many cities in England, like Luxembourg or Alvi, still don't have basic commodities delivered in time. Gus, what's your take on this? Sir, I have very good construction companies willing to take government contracts in Greater Wholesale and Gretland. This will boost the rural economy. I think it would be wise to make investment that will go through these regions. Liz, what's your thoughts? Of course, the argument is simple. England is our weakest region, both in terms of economic and social support. We should support the city of Arvry and its respected mayor. How impartial can you really be? Simon was observing the argument. What are your thoughts? I have to say that I agree with both of them. Ireland is in need of investment, and we can improve Greater Wholesale and Gretland. I want to avoid this topic now, since we will talk about it in the future. I would rather first fully brief you on our current economic situation. My staff and I have comprehensively analyzed every aspect of. He was interrupted by a groan from one of the assistants by the door, both of whom were now visibly struggling to hold up the heavy projector. Oh, you can put that there. He pointed below the painting of President Soul. The assistants placed the projector next to the table and installed a white screen on the wall. Leave now. Thank you, and please leave now. That was kind of rude. The assistants left the cabinet room. I was reminded that Simon had never quite had a way with people, but his facility with numbers had made him the most sought-after economic specialist in Switzerland. Simon started looking for his slides. He's always carried documentation around with him. Sorry about, feeling a little sluggish. It's really early for me over here. It's like one of the first things I did after I woke up, so I'll wait. Our guy wouldn't be so rude to just be yawning, or at least stifle it. Simon, what happened to the new police station construction in Estord? While going through his briefcase, he paused for a moment to answer. It's stalled due to a government property boundary issue. I have been meaning to look at it. I can take a look at that one. Esther needs all the security help it can get. Sure, more time for me to spend on analysis. His eyes glittered when he finally found the slides you were looking for. Yes, that should be proper. There have been some developments about the Suzerain losing further value today. We have been trying to stabilize it with the central bank. The The recession of '51 put enormous pressure on the economy, resulting in the collapse of value of our currency. The entire situation was a significant cause of concern for our administration. What would you like to know about the current economic situation? What is our GDP and debt situation? Our current GDP is 310 billion Swedish krona and the national debt is 427 billion. Damn. Well, it's at least payable, not like our current American one. It's still hard to fathom that we lost nearly 150 billion in wealth. The past 3 years were tough. What is our unemployment and inflation rate? Unemployment has skyrocketed and is now at a staggering 16%, and inflation is at a relative high of 10%. Unemployment is increasing crime and drug use. Unemployment is increasing crime and drug use. We need to get people off the streets. The inflation isn't helping your average citizens either. What is the status of our recession? The economy has been in a recession about negative 6% in the past year. The average GDP had dropped from 15,454 Swedish krona per capita to 10,359 Swedish krona from 1951 till now. This administration's success depends on our ability to stop the recession. The sooner we can reach GDP growth, the better. I have all the information needed. Let's move on to economic strategy. Sorry. Simon scattered the paper stack in front of him in an orderly manner, took a final look at his notes before clearing his throat. As you can see, the situation is alarming, but not everything is negative. The extensive privatization program of Alfonso and the key foreign direct investments left us a large budget surplus which we can use to stabilize the budget. The primary subject we need to settle on is what general path we take on term. Solonomics based nationalization happened in the 30s, and Alfonso privatization began during the end of the 40s. What would our administration focus on? One of our main problems was to promote a planned economy to stop the recession. To be frank, I still don't think it was a good idea. This was a good idea. We shouldn't go back to Solonomics as the reason for the recession. Self-sufficiency will help us in tough times. Economic systems without regulation are bound to fail. This is something our character would say. Obviously, there are some regulations on all of the existing systems, otherwise it would be anarchy. Nobody wants in a chaotic society. From taxes to standard of goods, there are many elements to regulate all aspects of the system. But is it enough? I doubt it. If we can manage to plan more aspects of the economy, our chances of success would increase with a talented team like ours. The structural problems of Solonomics were going to lead to a recession according to projections at the time anyway. Either way, even if we pick one of these doctors, we retain options to make the economic choices on a case-by-case basis. That is, however, not recommended in my point of view. The last thing we need is a chaotic economic plan. Yep, stick to the plan. Finally, something we can both agree on, at least. There is another important factor which has direct impact on our economy: superpowers. We have done well not aligning ourselves with any one of them. Economically speaking, nationalization policy overall could only work if we were to reap the benefits of both peers in their rivalry. This is a very dangerous attempt, but still possible. We must be very cautious. There are schemes being devised about Switzerland. We cannot give in to their wants now or in the future. Otherwise, our country will turn into a pawn. Exactly. I think I wish to come to deal. Switzerland will not be controlled by any nations. Exactly. Saul was right along with his policy. I still haven't decided if they wish to come along with the deal. Time will show if staying neutral will work out. No, Switzerland will not be controlled by any nation. Precisely my point. We will stand strong and show an example to the world. I hope we won't regret it. We won't, man. You got this. Elise had a sip of water from her glass. When the time comes, I hope you will make the right decision for our own good. We should attract more foreign direct investment, Mr. President. We saved the country from a full-on depression in 1952 and 1953 by signing lucrative trade deals with nations such as Rizia, Latvia, and Kino. Rizia is the kingdom in the DLC that will play hopefully after this. Latvia and Kino. Let's get ahead of ourselves, Minister. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Minister Vici, I'm pretty sure that's how it's pronounced, Vici, will be in charge of informing you on those type of foreign policy decisions. You first must decide on an internal economic plan. Having put forth a legal document outlining the possibilities for both economic documents listed. The cabinet members looked at me. We have to thank Seoul and his planned economy for the boom. It clearly shows the successful system. Let's finish what Alfonso started with the capitalist free market reforms. His path was going to rich soiling. What's on our long-term economic schedule? Picking a construction company, trade relations, tax reform, and welfare privatization or nationalization initiative will be some of them. We must choose wisely and remember that the free market economy in all forms is the future of the world. I wouldn't be so sure. But a planned economy focus bring us stronger out, it won't. Diplomatically, it will make United Cortona look at our country in a more positive light, an economist. Whether it is worth the influential card has more influence on the world economy is extensive. Our economic strategy should be based on internal reasoning, though. Let's move on to our conclusions. Let's not choose those two. That seems like a bit of a sort of favoritism. What are your final thoughts, Mr. President? Yeah, critical institutions must remain in state control. We must be fully responsible in delivering services. A market economy doesn't mean the privatization of every single institution, but that either way you made your choices. So what will our general economic plan promote? Planned economy, as promised. Not sure if you made the right decision here. Now that there is clarity, which direction are we heading? I will work out a good plan accordingly. This concludes our meeting. At our next gathering, we will talk about the upcoming infrastructure investment plan. Now that the economic direction was decided upon, the ministers dispersed to lunch at Maroon Palace. Yes, we got America and Russia. Or I guess that could have been China too. But I doubt it. It seemed like it was more Russia. The other one that I can't remember his name. Oof. A lot of infrastructure issues. Our country is just in steep decline. Meeting on media strategy. Lucian and Peter arrived in my office to talk about recent developments in the media strategy. They both took their seats across from me. Lucius put on his reading glasses and quickly went over some documents. Peter turned to Lucian and nodded. Greetings, gentlemen. I have just received further information from the interior about the sudden fire that broke out at Holsworth State University, archives nearby. Tell me more. The initial reports from the Holsworth police chief indicate a potential arson case. In accordance with protocol, the Swedish Intelligence Directorate has been called. Is the SID really necessary for this? Why would anyone hit the archives of a university in the first place? I see no logical motive there. It seems like the chief suspects foreign sabotage. They informed us that a large section of archives has been destroyed. It includes tens of thousands of globally recognized research documents in the original by the great thinkers of our people. Back to Peter's point, if this was arson, what could the motive been? It seems pretty obvious. It's a shame so much knowledge was lost. Luckily, most originals have copies in other universities and some international libraries. The first edition of my favorite books, The Geopolitics of Switzerland by Hermann Eske, was destroyed too. Maybe it was just a freak accident. We do have copies of the most important work, so no single fire can eradicate our knowledge. I see no point in destroying employee records either. More importantly, Lucian mentioned that Marcel Coranti contacted him. The Corantis have always been known as one of the richest and most influential families in Switzerland. Marcel Coranti was no exception. He was the oldest son of Conrad Coranti, the industrialist and media mogul who founded HOS, the richest man in the entirety of Switzerland. Lucien turned to me. He has offered to meet with you, Mr. President. Why is Conrad sending his son? Why can't he do it himself? He unfortunately passed away today. After the passing of his father, may he rest in peace, Marcel aims to become the next CEO of the HOS conglomerate. He mentioned a productive collaboration. They are a powerful and influential media conglomerate. To start with, they own the Switzerland Today newspaper, the Switzerland Broadcasting Corporation, which means it would be wise to have them on their side. Sorry for interrupting. Sounds like there's potential here. Seems like potential. There's definitely potential, a potential that could go both ways. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. First, we need to determine our general approach to media. I'm no media expert, but Lucian made some very interesting arguments at the preparation meeting yesterday. There are two ways you can approach media. One of them is by infiltrating, which has clear advantage. The other is by keeping it independent. Media must be independent. Our guy wants people to speak the truth about him, his administration, as he would like others to speak the truth. Seems like it makes sense. Ideally, yes, but an unpopular leader will not be able to pass even the easiest reform. It is of the utmost importance to maintain public popularity and avoid any damaging scandals and mistakes. I must stress one thing, Mr. President. The more people we have supporting our agenda, the more we can accomplish. With someone on our side in an official media organization, we can do this very easily. I see what you're getting at. I agree with Lucian, but why the assumption there will be scandals and mistakes? Yeah, that's how I say. You just don't make mistakes. We can always hope for the best, but do we really think there's nothing can go wrong, especially hearing the very recent history of Switzerland? Yeah. You knocked for her on the door. Please, come in. Olivia Suna, my new secretary, entered the office. Her dark curls bounced as she crossed the room to my desk. She spoke with a slight lilt in her voice. Don't know that word either, lilt. Excuse me, Mr. President. Mr. Glade's secretary has been calling me and wanting to relay a message. Marcel Coranti, new CEO of the HOS conglomerate, is on the line from Mr. Glade. Well, the ball is in our court now. Would you like to talk to him, sir? Would you like me to? I'll talk to him. Collect the line to my office. Right away, sir. Connecting the call line to call to line 1. Olivia left the room and the phone started ringing. I picked it up. It's a pleasure, Mr. Caronti. The pleasure is all mine. I know your time is valuable, so I will not waste any of it. I was elected CEO of HOS. Now, fast, my strategy in the running of the conglomerate will be different than my father's approach. This is why I'm offering a partnership deal regarding our media brand. I would like to formally invite you to my resort near Caronti after meeting to discuss the details. Thank you. I would be interested in the meeting. You will not be disappointed, I promise. Well then, I will let you return to your packed schedule. See you later, Mr. President. See you later, Mr. Caronti. I'll set things up right away. I expect a worthwhile meeting next month. It's settled then. Looking forward to next month. I wonder if he has a pool. Lucian looked at a watch. It appears we're done for today. We will continue where we left off. Thank you for your time. Good work with Marcel. Keep it up. Lucy and Peter nodded before gathering their documents and leaving my office. We were already getting the attention of key figures and potentially dangerous ones. Yep, there it is. Economic stability. Holy Jesus. Well, it's going up, but yeah, it went. Oh my god, it dropped like a freaking rock. But yeah, here's that economic stability tab that you were saying in the comments. I can't remember your name at the top of my head, but here it is. But yeah, I just want the economy just do this. Invest in mega infrastructure. Well, let me do this first so I can actually. The Ministry of Economics has put forward two bold plans for mega infrastructure projects that will help the economic recession in the long term. Investing in the project of this scale will take up some portion of our budget, but could prove worthwhile if accomplished successfully. I might as well. I feel like I wanted to at least do this something instead of just reading. I know that's mainly the game, but I want to at least feel like I'm acting, contributing to the country. Oh, here he is. Campaign finance bill. Finance bill, yeah. Section 1. This bill stipulates significant change in the methodology of public fund allocation to political parties. This new measure replaces the previous system based on the number of votes won in general election with a system relying on the proportion of seats secured by a political party in the assembly. Section 2 sets the annual financial allocation to political parties at 500,000 Rand per each member of the assembly. This shift ensures that financial support from public funds aligns more closely with the party's representative influence within the legislative body. Section 3. A consequential effect on these amendments will effectively lead a substantial increase in the election budget for the USP and a minor augmentation for other parties present in the Assembly. This restructuring of funding fosters a more proportional representation of party presence within the Assembly. Section 4 highlights an important consequence of reallocation. Parties that do not meet the 10% of the election threshold will see their public funding effectively curtailed. This measure ensures that public resources are concentrated toward parties with significant representation in the Assembly. I'm gonna veto this. Okay, basically means that no money that you have no if you are a small number, you basically cannot do anything because you have no money, you have no resources. It reduces the fairness in the election because it basically makes anyone who doesn't have a significant political power basically who can't do anything. On the other hand, it makes them so we're not spending money, funding them. But discussion of potential infrastructure projects, you have to take the good with the bad. The view towards the Marcian Sea from Lekin was nothing short of exquisite. The seaside state residence fittingly named the Blue Mansion was large, fine, and accommodating. But enjoying the luxurious mansion wasn't the main reason of our visit. We gathered the economic team here to discuss the new infrastructure investment project. Half an hour had already passed since the part of the meeting. Unfortunately, I did not even have a chance to have my usual afternoon coffee. Ugh. Looking at the view from my windows, I let my mind drift for a couple of seconds. Simon's voice brought me back onto the ongoing discussion. Mr. President, we need to focus on boosting the economy as quickly as possible. One of the fast ways to achieve is through infrastructure projects, of course. What can we focus on? On one hand, businessmen are complaining about the slow logistical rail network between Holster and Lackhaven. On the other hand, citizens are criticizing the lack of proper highway connection between Lackhaven and Arvey. The narrow roads by seaside are not only dangerous but also difficult to traverse. The citizens in their demands matter most. Yep, our man is he might actually be a communist now I think, but I don't know if I'm going to make him a full communist, obviously. But our citizens matter most. He came from a humble upbringing. The demands are just. The dire situation of the road share between Lackhaven and Arby can't be neglected. But in return, investment will be low. Our concern should be economic growth. It's not business people who are suffering now, it's ordinary folk. Yeah, the business people will be fine. It's going to be a little slower and probably a bit annoying, but their money is still going to be growing. What really matters is that your first economic act accomplishes something tangible. Yeah, we need to feel like we're actually doing something for our people. We want to be elected again. To that point, I defined two important projects for your attention: the H3 highway project and the L1 speed highway project. The administration can for one project at a time with our current capacity and budget. Let's move into the details of each. So which do you want to hear about first? The H3 highway project. The H3 project aims to improve the abysmal state of the road network in England region bordering Agnolia. The area is home to settlement, anal shortage, and citizens who currently feel neglected. There are no proper highway connections to and from England. The mayor of Arvey, Eric Neal, has been asking for Bidgerberg to develop the regional infrastructure. England. There is so much lore and flavor to this game. He told us that even trucks are having a hard time traveling through main roads. The increased traffic is causing trouble for people commuting out of the region. I agree, this can also hurt local businesses. It is true to help. It is, bless their souls, I'm happy we're thinking alike on the matter. Let's take a more detailed look at the upgrade proposal. Liz will point to Lackhaven. Alright. There we go. The H2 will start here in Lackhaven, and from there leads to Leichenberg, and from there goes on to Arvey. That's a very good thing right there. As a result, this road connected toward Agnon capital suburb will also improve substantially. As mayor, I saw the central government continue to neglect our country's ain't no shortage to dominate region. Is this administration going to continue that kind of negligence? Our English should be respected sword just like all of us. A sword is a sword. Yes, there should be no preference or separation amongst jurisdictions, meaning we should think about what's best for the country overall. Yes, I would be less beneficial in the short term. I have to disagree. It would increase the speed of transportation to a region. Our citizens will be quite pleased if he successfully accomplishes. Besides, if he enters trade talks with Magnolia, they will see the investment as a positive sign. Very interesting. And this is Eastern, so it's more restricted. It's more command, not command economy, but yeah, command things like that. So this is actually very interesting. But I still want to hear about the railroad project. Yeah. All voices should be heard. Your predecessor, Fano, failed to deliver on this campaign promise, but now we have the opportunity to start construction of a groundbreaking railroad project. As you know, our current trains cannot meet the standard today, as many other countries adopt new electric engine technology to power their trains. We're falling behind. News about the new electric trains in United Kingdom has piqued our business interest. They too want to transport research and material from Horsford to Lacken with great speed and efficiency. This could also empower businesses and bring investments. This should be our priority: growth and development and optimization. Our plan is to upgrade the old L1 from Horsford to Lackhaven. It will transform the high speedway. Look at the map. Gus reporting to Horsford with Simon and looking intensely. The planned construction starts right here at the capital. From there, it will go to Enrica first, and then connect to Gelsword. Afterwards, you'll reach Lacking economic powerful. Yeah, that would boost economy skyrocketed. He leaned forward. But my guy's not really. The economy isn't his biggest deal, it's his people. The other one will significantly boost the economies of the newly linked cities and even rural areas in between. Lackhaven in our primary port, so the goods unloaded there will be transferred to wholesale much faster. Yeah, we should link these rural areas in the middle with the major cities of Switzerland. We are talking about the wealthy region, forgetting about England, which needs invested far more. The mayor of Enrica, Kirsten Less, also requested this project be prioritized. Prioritize. Enrica. Businessmen in the region will be very content, which in turn will increase the investment and employment. Therefore, I would recommend the L1 high-speed rail project. Settle on the decision. Excellent. What would be your final choice, Mr. President? Yeah. Fix our poor region first. Thank God, I knew you would see reason. The negotiations will begin in the middle of this year. You will be able to award the contract to the corporation of your choice. The ministry estimates that construction will be completed in 2 years if every step going forward is executed successfully. Thank you for all your contributions and thoughts. Have a good day. See you soon, Mr. Rain. Have a nice day, Mr. President. Evening settled on the beautiful coastline of Lackhaven. Our first major decision. Lackhaven. Ooh, we can actually see the ethnicity. religion, Buddhism, ethnicity, there are Anglos tourist people, lack of road network, consistent logistical problems, high level of poverty, lack of healthcare services, motor plan economy, weak transportation, unemployment crisis, tax evasion, decreased trade volume. Oh my god. And led to rapid decline in climate. The region which was once known for a stable economy is now facing. Yeah, we're gonna fix that. Corruption, illegal immigration, organized crime, dispute with Governor Berger. Yep, we are going through a lot of trouble. Our building over there. Diplomacy situations. Roomberg expansionism. Where is Roomberg? Oh yeah, I see what you mean. Where is the... There it is, right here. I don't know how I missed it. Invest in Arcadian company stocks. This is personal wealth, right? I'll invest. It's only my personal wealth, it doesn't really matter. Well, it might actually matter later on. And I see it, since my background only had one. Hopefully that goes well. Over here. Reception at the inaugural ball. Yeah, I see I'm actually going to mine that. I'm probably still in inauguration day, actually. Just finished buttoning up my suit jacket when the doorbell rang. The presidential guard has arrived to pick us up at the inaugural ball. The ball was a 3-decade-old tradition, breathlessly anticipated by politicians, bureaucrats, and the press. All eyes were about to be on me. I called Monica to get the children ready, looking in the mirror. I straightened my tie and took a deep breath. After tonight, there will be no turning back. Suddenly, Deanna hugged me from behind, startled me a little. Monica had fixed her hair into a elaborate braid, woven through ribbons. Papa, Mama told me it's time to go. Hello, darling. I am ready. Where is your brother? I think Frank is still upstairs. It's almost time to leave. The big ball is starting in less than an hour. Now, where is my first lady? Monica came down the stairs. She was wearing a simple yet elegant beige sheath dress and short heels. Her hair had been neatly pinned into a chignon, showing off pearl earrings I had given her for our 15th anniversary. All those years she had stayed by my side. Now we were about to begin the most challenging chapter in our lives yet. How do you do, Mr. President? Kiss her hand. Monica, my love, you look as gorgeous as the day we married. Now there's that charm that got you elected. This thing itches. Frank tugged the collar of his new tuxedo. He seemed ill at ease. Are you good to go, Frank? Yes, the sooner we go, the sooner we'll be over. Papa, are these people going to be around us from now on? She pointed at the presidential guard at the door of the house. These people are our friends, Tiana. It's alright, baby. They're here to make sure nothing bad happens to your papa or his family. Monica held Deanna's hand together. Flanked by guards, we walked out the door. Halfway to the car, Frank stopped abruptly and turned towards me. Dad, do I really have to go? Couldn't I stay home instead? I'm nervous myself. That just seems mean. Just be like, if it was funny, just roleplay an abusive father. It'd be so weird. I'm nervous myself, Frank, but I feel more comfortable with my son by my side. Frank smiled reluctantly. Well then, we put it like that. Sure, let's go. The presidential guard showed us the way as red and blue light flashed around us. Sergei, my driver, ushered us into our armored limousine. The beast. The motorcade started moving towards the palace. I gazed out the window deep in thought. Anton, what are you thinking? I was thinking that we've come a long way together, haven't we? Yes, we have, and there's still so much that we'll accomplish side by side. Just remember, no matter what happens, the children and I will always be there for you. I'm going to help Papa fix everything. Frank rolled his eyes. This is a cute family dynamic. I know you will, honey. That means a great deal to me. After what seemed like a few minutes, the convoy slowed to a halt. A man, Sergei. Sergei rolled down the limousine soundproof partition. We are here, sir. Hope you enjoyed the drive. Much appreciated. How are you today, Sergei? I am just as good as I can be, but today is your day, sir. I'm glad you're in charge now. You know, my entire family voted for you. Thank you and your family. I'm here with all of your support. No reason to thank me, sir. You're the one who sparked a glimmer of hope in us all. Sergei opened the door for me. The normally imposing palace was festooned with garish banners that nearly made it look cheerful. A line of shiny luxury sedans stretched around it. King was swirlingly issuing inside the building. Good look out there, Mr. President. He denied it. There's no proof this happened at all other than someone. Sorry about that. Good luck out there, Mr. President. I'll see you on the trip home. I stepped out immediately and found myself surrounded by loud voices and camera flashes. Hordes of eager journalists strut their portable microphones my way. My guard fended most of them off, but one woman managed to dodge them and corner me. I recognized the Swedish Broadcasting Company logo on her on her press lanyard. Mr. President, do you plan on working together with the opposition parties on the expected constitutional reform? If the opposition is willing to support us. As long as you support the demand for democratization, they will work on you with all issues with a cooperative spirit. What do you think about this statement? I welcome it. This is a challenge for us all. One more question. One of your first ex-presidents was to veto campaign finance law that would have small party of public funds while increasing the channel to your own. Are we seeing beginning of a more egalitarian administration? The bill proposed by my own party or not, I will use my veto against it in the interest of our democracy. No political party deserves to be silenced. This seems like a bill proposed by my own party or not. I will use my veto on it if it goes against the interest of our democracy. That's enough, ma'am, said one of the guards while nudging the reporter away. A path through the crowd was now open and was quickly made our way by interested pilot. At the same time, a dozen fireworks went off. The entrance was decorated with beautiful ribbons and swirling colors of white, yellow, and maroon. A lush maroon carpet had been rolled down the stairs. We entered the lobby and joined the throng of people making their way towards the ballroom. Navigating the sea of guests, I found myself face to face with a towering figure, Remus Holström, the Iron Wall, former young sword in the stalwart National Front Party. He was blamed by the common for having been behind the many atrocities yesterday. Former young sword in the stalwart National Front Party, he leveled his steel gaze and broke into a smile. President Ring, you have no idea how happy it makes me to see a fellow young sword in the Marine Palace. We've come a long famous, haven't we? I appreciate your citizen, Mr. Armstrong. This tribe belongs to every sword citizen. I know every maroon-blooded sword is rejoicing at your victory. My time in the young swords taught me a lot about the true spirit of this nation. You too, I bet. Think of swording like a piece of iron forged in fire, strengthened by flame of dedication and the hammer of order. Okay, buddy. Nicely put, Mr. Horseman. Our shared past and value will help in fighting your strong sword. Nicely put. Our shared values will help in forging a strong sword in hopes of that weakling I found that knew nothing about the true nature of leadership. I heard about your promise to tighten sword and immigration laws, by the way. Oh, here we go. I'm glad you are concerned about preserving our nation's identity as I am. Yes, we must remember the values of unity and compassion, my brother. Either way, it looks like both of us have a busy term ahead of us. Yeah, that's that. Either way, I don't care. I got a series of bills I'm working on to address the friction in our society. Oh, here you go. Here comes almost Hitler. But tonight a celebration, right? Time to show all the establishment politicians in the palace how a real patriot lets loose. Dude, I took forward to seeing your proposal. Good evening. Thanks for the kind words. I fully intend to do so. Remember, Mr. President, one soil, one nation, one future. As Remus Holstrom disappeared back into the crowd, his parting words resonated. A mirror of nationalism still stirring within Sorlin, he offered a potent reminder of the complexity and divisions that would need to navigate in these days to come. Behind me, I heard a familiar voice. There they are, the most beautiful family in Sorlin. Uncle Peter. Hi, Uncle Peter. It's great to see you. You two are growing faster than I'm getting wiser. Are you sure you got a wiser, Mr. Peter? You're insightful, so eyes, Peter. Likewise. Happy to see a familiar face, Peter. Evelyn. Peter fought Evelyn approaches and shook her hands with firmness that belied her delicate features. Congratulations, Anton. I have to say, the results were clear to me from the beginning. Thank you. We know you deserve the position. And tonight we reap the rewards. Yes, definitely needs a celebration after all that. I know you do. Monica, how are you? Barely said a word. I'm more relieved to have a roller coaster ride over with, but of course now the real work begins. Ah yes, managing the help, planning parties, daily trips to the lawn to look at your best foreign dictionary. Don't be so old-fashioned, Evelyn. I plan to use my power as First Lady to advance the position of woman throughout the world. Equal right for our sex is long overdue, wouldn't you say, Anton? Absolutely. We work together to achieve that. Monica flashed me a smile. Deanna suddenly jumped between us and tugged on my sleeve. Papa, can we go? I want to see the ballroom. Of course, darling. Let's not delay any longer. We left the lobby and made our way towards the ballroom. Inside, we were yet again surrounded by a noisy crowd, but this time it was the politicians who sought to appease the new authority in Switzerland. I spent the next few hours shaking hands, joining various conversations, some serious, some superficial, and making speeches. We finally held down our identity with the veterans as the band started playing some slow jazz tune. Oof, that was tiring. If I have to shake another hand again. Suddenly a loud banging noise echoed from outside the ballroom, then another one, and another. They're letting out shots. The musicians start playing. Everyone in the room was looking around in confusion. Peter and I turned towards each other, realization dawning on both our faces. Fireworks? No, gunshots! As soon as Monica heard the word, she lunged from her seat. Shield Monica and the kid. I threw myself on Monica and Deanna and Frank to shield them. Papa, what's happening? I knew it. We should never have come. Chaos broke as guests flung themselves under the tables and others ran towards the door screaming. Deanna burst into tears while Frank tried to comfort her, hiding the fear in his own eyes. 3 more gunshots rang out loudly. Mr. President, are you alright? Carl Greaser, head of the Swedish police force, were running towards us. 3 more police officers, decorated in uniform, they all had their guns drawn. As soon as he made it to us and saw that we were unharmed, he let a big sigh of relief. Thank God. Check the perimeter. He turned around quickly to his men. Check the perimeter now. Paul Jensen, follow my lead. We will bring them to the safe room. Paul Jensen, follow my lead. We will bring them to the safe room. He now turned to Monica, Ellen, and the children, spoke in a soft voice. Do not worry. The situation is now under control. Please follow me. We promptly followed Carl through the winding halls and corridors of the palace. His men still had their guns drawn, which did nothing to ease the tension. On the way, Peter made an attempt to break the silence. What a fucking night. You can say that again. Carl turned to us with a serious face as we were about to round a corner. Sorry. Quiet, please. Sorry, I talk when I get nervous. Peter, shut up. Carl flipped a switch on the wall and a panel opened, revealing a hidden staircase leading to a large reinforced door inside. Inside, a set of emergency lights flickered on. The safe room was comfortable and spacious, with expensive-looking leather sofas. Small security monitors on the wall displayed grainy footage of each room in the palace. There was a ballroom and a pantry containing enough provisions to last 6 months. Monica and Evelyn sat the children down and started wiping their tears. Carl stepped away from us and made a few radio calls. When he was done, he returned to me and Peter. So what's the status? Carl radio suddenly cackled to life. Every second felt like an eternity past the HRC. When it fell to silence, he turned to us. Good news, we are not in any sort of danger at the moment. The situation has been dealt with, and the perimeter has been secured by the guards and the police. He glanced at Monica, Evelyn, and the kids. If I may, sir. He gestured toward the more private corner of the room and started speaking more calmly. This is what we know so far. We are concerned that 2 people were gunned down in front of the palace. Tucker is one of them, and we are really believe he was working alone. He fired shots at an MP and 1 to the head, 2 to the body, instantly killing him. President guard at the pilot immediately shot and killed the attacker. He has not been identified yet and will require an investigation. The MP that was killed was identified as Bernard Turkis. Uh-oh. This isn't gonna be good. This is huge, Anton. This will cause lots of problems. A lot of problems. Monica was Monica was still trying to tend to Diana and Frank as Frank paced the room, mumbling that she should have stayed home. Comfort Monica and the kids. They're my family. I should comfort them. I sat down beside my wife and children. Nothing like this will ever happen again. I'll make sure of it. I can't promise nothing like that happen again, but I can promise we are safe. We are safe. I'll make sure everything's gonna be fine. You can't be sure of anything anymore, Anton. I lit my cigarette and took a deep drag. I'm going to see this through it and keep my family safe at all costs. I crushed the cigarette on the ashtray. Ooh, well, a lot of harrowing events we've been through. Well, everyone, we have reached the end of this part. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll be seeing you guys next time. As always, feel free to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And goodbye.